So we've lost a fortune. My father's lost a fortune running for president. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He wanted to do what was right. The last thing I can tell you Donald Trump needs in the world is this job. He wakes up in the morning and he has to fight you, and he has to fight the entire media, and he has to fight the Democrats, and he gets punched in the head every single day. My father has lost a fortune, an absolute fortune, doing what he does. You compare that to Joe Biden.
But back to this story. How is it appropriate?
It is nice to say Merry Christmas again, and it is a beautiful thing to celebrate all the holidays with beautiful little kids like this. I mean, this is what America's all about, and this is what the American dream's all about. And, you know, this is why we have an incredible country, because we can sit there with the Santa Claus and with beautiful trees and eat ice cream and open presents and love one another and, you know, and see little ones grow. And it's the best of this nation, and I'm proud of him for reinvigorating so much of it.
Dumb you have to be considered the dumb Trump. The dump, you're the dump. Eric Trump, this barely sentient photorealistic Beavis drawing, had this to say about Florida.
Beautiful, perfect Florida that has no homelessness, that has no crime, that has the lowest tax in the nation.
Ah, yes, the safest state, except for the 21 states that are safer than Florida, according to Consumer Affairs. Yeah, it's a really great place. Let's go look up some Florida man headlines. All right, the New York Post, the 20 crazy Florida man headlines that make the meme what it is today. June 27th, 2012, Florida man chews off another man's face. We're off to a great start. Florida man once arrested for fighting drag queen with tiki torch runs for mayor. I hate to break it to you, but the way that you describe San Francisco as devolving into this strange chaos due to woke culture, like that happens to Florida man on a Wednesday. Maybe it got better when your dad was president. November 6, 2019, Florida man groped Disney World princess while wife sat next to him. It's going great. It might have been your dad. He also said this, that Florida has the lowest taxes in America. Maybe income taxes, but overall tax burden? No. You know who beats it? Delaware, where Biden comes from. But worst of all, its sales tax rate is 40% higher than California's, and that's a regressive tax. So it's basically an explicit tax on poor people. Oh, that's the tax policy you like. And let's be honest about you guys on taxes. Even if the Trumps are doing business in a state that has taxes, it's not like they'd pay them anyway. The Trump organization was recently charged with running a 15-year employee tax scheme. There you have it. Listen, what's the big takeaway from this? One, Eric Trump is stupid. Also, his dad doesn't love him. I didn't mention that during this video, but it's true. Eighthly, his brother does drugs. I hope, because otherwise there is no explanation for that behavior. And also, the Trumps don't need anything to be true. They'll just say it anyway.
So I just had a quick question for you, Congressman Cawthorn. A majority of Republicans believe that President Biden was not lawfully elected. Now, you know that he was, and that he won the 2020 election. So when will you stop lying to your constituents, admit that Donald Trump lost, and end this senseless attack on our democracy?
Number one, I completely wholeheartedly disagree with you. I believe the election.
Oh, on the facts you disagree with me?
What was that?
On the facts that President Biden was lawfully elected?
Absolutely. Well, let me go into it right quick. There is an unconstitutional election.
I'd love to hear you propagate the big lies more.
Would you like me to explain?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Okay, so as you can all see in Article 2, Section 3 of the Constitution, the only people who have a right to change election law in the United States of America are the state legislatures. You saw in 6 key states, namely Wisconsin and Arizona, as the worst perpetrators. The state, the state governors and the Board of Elections there, who actually went around the will of the state legislature and changed election laws on their own. That is unconstitutional. When you have voter drop boxes that are set up in parks, when you can get rid of signature verification and voter identification laws, that is against the law. It's an unconstitutional thing. Are you against the Constitution?
Are you against when you incited the January 6th insurrection? Were you against the Constitution? When you incited the January 6th insurrection, were you against the Constitution?
Madam, please sit down.
Or were you for it?
Look, Madison Cawthorn, what you have to keep in mind about him is he just turned 26, okay? Now, I know that there is definitely an open gate and a very strong place for young people in politics and young people in Congress. But 26-year-olds, you're really just a kid, especially if you're a man, because men emotionally mature slower than women, mostly. So he's just a kid, which means that he's focused on his career. He's focused on his image and his brand and boosting himself up. And just like all the other Republicans in office, the biggest thing right now to do that is pretending like Donald Trump won the election. Because, you know, you can do things like Article 4.7896 of the Constitution, File 3, Letter 7, like, because don't nobody know what you're talking about. So then you sound like you're extra smart. Except, of course, that leaves the problem that you and a handful of other people, you just know something that no one else knows. Because, you know, the whole country conspired against Donald Trump to put Joe Biden in office. Because why? Because why? Because look at his approval rating. Joe Biden is not a popular president, which means that, what does that mean for Trump? He lost to someone who's very unpopular. People wanted him out of office so bad that they put Joe Biden in office, okay? So again, this is what I always point out, is that the Republicans have no one other than Donald Trump right now. They just don't. I mean, they're still pushing on this Trump won, Trump won, Trump won.
Why would they have all those ballots hidden under tables? Why did that man drive that truck all the way across state lines?
It wasn't like
with ballots.
the ballots under table thing with Giuliani and Georgia. That's all been proven to be false.
It
no?
has not. I
No.
watched it on TV.
Joe Biden's in office and people aren't really too happy about the job that he's doing. So that just really shows how pathetic our political playing field really is right now, you know, because it's just a bunch of nothing burgers, nothing sandwiches, you know, people continuing to push the big lie, and, you know, just these ridiculous culture wars that ultimately steer us away from policy. And somehow the Democrats find ways to lose to these idiots. It just blows my mind.